Hey guys, Johnny Disc Golf here, back at it with another interview. This time I'm with Double G, Mr. Garrett Gurthie. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. The California winter has been pretty mild. It's been a little rainy here, but where are you at right now? I know you kind of you go between Florida and California, right?
Yeah, home is where we park it for right now, and currently that's Grass Valley, California. Right now, the storm just went by. We had a whole bunch of rain for
Hmm.
like had snow on the ground, so we were kind of tied up at the house for a little bit. But I've been putting my brain to use this off season on those rainy days, so it wasn't that bad to have a rainy day. California needs it.
Yeah, you aren't kidding. And let's talk about that off season a little bit. What have you been up to? It's been what, maybe three and a half months now since the late October.
Yep. Well, the first thing I would have to say is that the break has been really nice. I mean,
Hmm.
I know a lot of the touring pro disc golfers today, that the younger crew, I would say they're still out there playing every single day. Like whenever I take my off season, I take my off season. Um, as of probably 2 weeks ago, I just started getting in the groove of things and starting playing, getting my practice routine set, and trying to get some more reps on the putting green. So um, I look forward to this season. I'm excited. A lot of big things have happened over the course of the Corona time, so we took advantage of it, and we're running with it, Corey.
Yeah, no, and you kind of mentioned it. It seems like there's two major kind of thought processes when it comes to the off season in disc golf. You have that younger crowd, the grinding crowd. You know, they're all playing Shelly Sharp this past weekend or a couple weekends ago, and still playing tournaments. You kind of opt for the other side, the more like rest and recovery uh, side of things. Could you talk about your mindset when it comes to that?
Yeah, well, I know what our bodies are in store for here in the future, and me working with my chiropractor here in Grass Valley, he's hit a lot of good points where getting more flexible over the off season might be a little bit your opportunity to take advantage over if I'm not going to be putting in the reps. So I'm
Hmm.
trying to be flexible, trying to not hurt my back. I did have a week off where my back, I threw it out for a little bit, just throwing in
Mm.
lawn. Weird, but I really couldn't walk straight for like 3 days. Then I took those 3 days. I was like, all right, it's not getting better. I'm heading to the chiropractor. So went to the chiropractor. He said it was nothing major at all. So I was
Okay.
pretty excited, and I'm running now. So I'm really excited that the back injury wasn't nothing serious. But along with that, the chiropractors got me on these stretches doing every day, doing some planks and doing some dead bug exercises to
Hmm.
kind of strengthen up the core a little bit. That all us weird athletes like baseball, football, throwing any kind of weird object, hitting the golf ball, we're always rotating at a different angle than we're normally supposed to be. So
Hmm.
I'm excited. The off season's been me being like a sponge, just taking everything in, starting a business and growing. So things are great.
Yeah, one thing that came about this off season, I wasn't quite as surprised as I think some other people might have been, but the Double G like craft jerky. I want to talk about that a little bit. I've had yours. You were slinging it on the road, kind of like on the low, not really like branded and really marketed well. But what kind of put it into that next level of taking it serious?
Well, I have a bunch of friends back home that believe in me, and a couple of my business partners now are the
Hmm.
people that reach out to me and says, "Dude, you have like the best damn jerky ever. Done something with this." And he started up several businesses. A friend of mine named Ted,
Mm.
uh, Orlando area. And I got another business partner named Jim. I can call them out. They're really great people. They're great influences. I've learned so much, and they were just like, dude, you got a great product. You got a great name for yourself in the sport of disc golf. So why not take advantage of it in this off season? Because there's not much going on. Everyone loves food. Everyone loves beef jerky as a bag snack, and no one has it out. They got Rickaroo. They got a nice little bag snack that's on the sweeter side. So how about bring a savory snack to the table? And I want to make the double G savory snack of disc golf. So
I love it. And so how has it actually been going? I mean, I've saw some Instagram posts and some social media activity, but does it seem like it's a legit thing at this point? Like, have you had some success?
oh yeah, things are going great. We probably have over 30 wholesalers and disc golf mortar shops.
Oh,
So
wow.
shops, and we're growing still, and we probably have over 350 customers so far. So the outreach has been mind blowing. It's kind of like one of those things I see on Shark Tank, like,
Yeah.
oh well, not there yet, but
Yeah.
I'm really putting my time to use. Like I said, my business partner is going to be, better. Like I really have two good role models that believe in me, believe in my image, believe in what I do in the sport of disc golf. Not only in disc golf, but on the beef jerky side, they believe in the taste, the flavor, and we're actually raising money for Double G's Children Foundation too. So
Oh, that's great.
part of each sale, we're putting some funds towards Double G's Children Foundation, which with that money, I'll buy targets and discs and help some kids get to World sometimes. In the future, I want to help kids do what I didn't have the opportunity to do with my parents' funds because they had 5 kids. But me, on the other hand, I'm starting to be a little bit more successful and I want to give back. I didn't have anything. The whole community of disc golf gave back to me. They're the people that kept me going whenever I was a kid and a teenager because my parents didn't really have the funds to get me to 20 tournaments on the Florida Tour each year. So I want to help some kids out. I want to grow the sport through the youth. The youth is our future. And as you see, all the talent that's out on the course, Corey, you see it.
Yep.
It's just each year there's 4 or 5 kids that are trying to take that number 1 spot. And really tough having this pressure, not pressure, but it's really nice having the pressure with these young athletes because that bar is being pushed and the road's still being paved.
I love it, man. Gee, really, like, one of the, I kind of wrote this down in my notes a little bit and I wasn't sure exactly how to tie it in, but you just said it right there. Like, you're kind of known as one of the nice guys on tour. Like, I couldn't tell you anyone that I've heard tell a story that's like, a really like a negative double G story. It's always positive, happy. Is that something that like where does that come from? Do you specifically try and be that way, or is that just like who you are?
I mean, that's just kind of who I am, just growing up, being around, seeing all the jerks and seeing all, the nice people. And it's so easy to be nice. And it's not, it's a little out of my way if I have something not nice to say to someone. We're trying to grow the sport. Being a nice person, I have seen paid off in the past. So I figured why not keep growing the sport in a positive way because there's not really a lot of people out there. I'm not calling anyone out in particular, but there are people out there that don't give the time back to write them back to. They could have a post on their Facebook and say something, and some people write back to that post, and to not get heard after what they say, I feel like that's a little rude. So I always try to give my time to talk to the fans, and they're the ones supporting me on the road. They're the ones that want to see me succeed and disc golf, not just me, but the support system's unreal. So with that being said, being positive, being nice, it goes a long ways to the people that support me. And I've found that it's worked. I think a lot more pros should do it and get back to the fans.
Absolutely. I mean, you catch more flies with honey, kind of that whole shtick. All this offseason talk's great. You said though, you're starting to pick the discs back up for this season, 2021. First question, are you going to be at the AllStar Event? I can't remember exactly who was on the list to go to that in mid-February. Are you going to be there?
I'll be there. I was the number 8, so I'll be probably playing Macbeth on the first match.
Perfect. Are you looking forward to that? Is it kind of like, wow, it's already coming? Like, where is your headspace at for the season already getting started?
Man, watching like Pro Bowls growing up, watching all the NFL athletes, I really, honestly, I'm just there to have a good time. This is our open. I think with that outlook on the tournament, I think I'll succeed a little bit further, as in putting a lot of pressure on myself, trying to go out there and stab the one. Everyone, there's 8 of us on the men and women's side that are out there. Any one of us can win. We just got to connect the dots that day. So I'm not going to put any pressure on myself. We're there. We're going to stay the whole time at the hotel. We're going to have a little bit of fun before we really get going in the season. Las Vegas is the number one. That's the one I'm going for.
Beautiful. Well, let me ask you, any goals, any predictions, any expectations for yourself this year? I mean, everybody says, I want to win worlds. Do you have any like hard goals or anything like that for the season?
Worlds or USDGC, those are always been on the bucket list. And each year, those are 2 that I want the most. And I think a lot of people can agree with me when it comes to those 2, but there are definitely more tournaments out there I want to win, but I want to take a run at a world championship. And I think now is the time. We get in a groove this year, keep the reps going. I'm slimming down little by little now that the off season's coming up. So, I think USDGC would be a good one to hit home with Innova. That would be really hard. But the world championship, what can go wrong at a chip? So
yeah,
that's what I'm looking forward to.
You mentioned Innova a little bit, like hammering one home for Innova would be real nice, USDGC. A lot of the headlines, I think, this offseason were, I guess maybe the one in particular is James Conrad leaving Innova.
Yeah.
I guess from your perspective, was that like all kind of on social media? You didn't really have, you kind of weren't in the talks with that, or did you kind of like see that coming and know that was going to happen?
100%. I had zero clue that was coming. I was kind of shocked, not in a bad way, because they have really great players, great people. Nothing wrong with them. But James Conrad is one of my buddies, not one of my buddies, but or not was, excuse me. He's one of my good friends, and we'll still continue to give fist bumps from a distance for the 6 feet for right now. And big changes, for anybody in the sport right now. Innova got me for a 3-year contract. I was happy to sign with them, and they're doing me right. So there's no wrongs right now.
Absolutely. Does him leaving, or like now Calvin re-upping, does that change your relationship with Innova at all? Or are you, you're locked in with your 3-year deal and there's not really a whole lot of conversation there right now?
Pretty much. I'm locked in at my 3-year deal. Not much more after that. Nothing's changed, but I'm on that core team. So big things to happen this year. They expect some stuff out of me. So I'm going to try to bring it to the table just like I always try.
Well, hey, big stuff on the year. Last thing I want to ask about is, what is the big stuff on the dinner table tonight? You were cooking just before we came on Zoom. What's on the menu tonight?
Man, the past few days we've been cooking really, really good. Tonight's just hamburgers, but I did season them up pretty nice. Put some minced garlic in there. Ooh. We like to make our burgers nice and juicy here, so we're gonna have some nice juicy burgers tonight. Maybe some bacon and some cheese. Sounds pretty good.
That sounds super good, man. Well, hey, I've got one more interview to do after this, but I want to give you a chance to say anything you want to the fans out there. You're a well-liked guy on tour. Anything to say for the fans out there?
I appreciate all my fans out there and just the fans of disc golf in general. You all know that we're in this together to grow the sport, and I think this past year we turned over a new leaf with catching some ESPN2 action, and without you guys, possible. So continue to watch and help us grow our brands. We're small right now in the big sport world, but we're making it, and we appreciate any bit that gets shared. Anytime someone sends me something, Double G Craft Jerky to disc golf related, I'm sharing it for you guys because I'm taking the time to give back to my fans. They always support me. Thank you guys.
Dude, you're the best. One last thing. Where can the people buy the jerky? Where do they go to buy Double G Jerky?
It's simple. You go to doublegjerky.com, hit shop now. There's 4 different flavors right now. We got original, teriyaki, garlic lovers, and then I got a hot boom sauce. Okay. So if you hot, I've heard in between the hot, some people say, man, it's really hot. And I've heard, man, I need it hotter. So we're still working out the kinks on the hot level. We got the garlic lovers on lockdown. Original has a lot of flavor. If you like sweet, go with the teriyaki.
Oh yeah.
Look out for peppered. It's coming soon.
Oh my gosh. Peppered. Speaking of my language, teriyaki and peppered, you got me.
All right. Well, in the future, we might do like a little orange peppered teriyaki or something like that.
Speaking my language, gee, I can't wait to see, not only this season, but all the developments within the craft jerky world. That's all I've got for this interview, though. If you at home would like coverage of all things disc golf, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel.